Okay, well, we're going to try this again. um, the difference between Google Capture and camera and Apple kind of gets you turned around. But anyway, we're good to go. Um, I'm going to show you Friday's action briefly, try to make it pretty quick, but point it out to you. Here was the opening, about the opening right there on Friday morning. The dotted line is the navigator, and the green line is the breakout for the sell, and the red line down here. So we opened here, and you can see we're under that, so we're under pressure. So we wouldn't be apt to believe the navigator was going to move up there early. So the inducement of the way the formation was to go down here, and we hit the sell. So there was no bounce off of it, so that just become a pretty solid sell, and it looks everything is favoring the sell side early. So you just let it go ahead, and right here you're over getting your 3 points there. We move on a little bit later, and you can see right here is these indicators, which all of these will put on your demo for you. And then the market began to cradle. They began to cradle the price, kind of slowly turning back up, and then watch this dotted line here, because we'd kind of like to use that as a trailing stop in case things go bad against us if it come back and hit that. But naturally it didn't, and see, it kind of slowly moves up as the market moves up too. It'll drag itself up. We set it for that way on purpose to do that for you. But see right here, this would be probably this bar here when it closed. That would be your bar that you'd want to go with, believing that we might go up and hit the navigator, which is this blue dotted line here. And see, we went up, we went blue right on through that. See how these lines separated here, your green and your blue. Those are two moving averages that we use that are pretty unique settings. And that showed you the expansion coming because they begin to widen apart. And then right here they begin to ease back closer together. But either way, had you taken your long in here, which was an ideal spot to take it, because everything was favoring it, and knowing that we got a high percentage of hitting the navigator, let's see if this is the time. We go up, we hit the navigator, briefly touch the buy side also, but we wouldn't take that because, number one, look at the wick on the candle sticking up there, which signifies it's going to come back down. So we weren't really enthusiastic about the buy side on that, with the particular after the navigator has been reached right here. And if we were able to reach it from this lower level. And you really wouldn't have wanted to go for the navigator early. It 1 second, the second that you get the morning opening, the navigator forms. You see it going back prior to opening here, but that on my chart it would start drawing the line at the opening exactly. Had a little pull back here, but you come down here and got support on that blue line. Also, the wick on this one right here touched the sell side, but we were through with the sell side. We were through with that. This is getting late in the day right here, and you get your bounce off of that, which these rascals are support now, don't forget that. And you did turn back up there for about 2.5 or 3 points right late in the evening, and went through the navigator once again, and also went through the the buy, pardon me. But also see the volume right here. This was right at closing, and see they poured the volume to it. A little bit of a tricky close because the settle price settled above the 2,000, but actually in that wind up little trading period that they let people get out that weren't able to get out, they brought it back down, and actually the last trade of the day was around 1998.75. So I don't think it has handled the 2,000 yet, and I think we'll see that next week. That it has not, in my opinion, with any handling of the 2,000. This is your dome over here. These are your bid and ask prices, and showing you the various size on them, and all the way up and down here. The green side, if you were selling, you'd be getting the prices here. If you're buying, you'd be getting what's over here on this side. There's your red. If the 98.75 was a close, if you wanted to buy one, you would have had to pay 99. If you were selling one, you would have got the 98.50. So that's the way that works. That continually jumps around during the day, but that is called your market profile, depth of market. Different names for different companies, but it really shows you how many contracts are out there at that level. And we look for roadblocks. When you see a real high number stand out here above the other numbers, then you know that a lot of people are planning on selling it at that price, or the same thing here. If you see a high number here, you kind of know that there's more people wanting to buy at that level, and so that generally would be kind of construed as support or resistance. But anyway, you can see the action from Friday. Remember, we started right about here. This was about well, this bar here, I believe, was about the opening bar. And then you would not have wanted to go for the navigator. You want to go for the navigator, but you don't want to go for it at that level. You begin to think that this is going to be one of the 20% of the time that it doesn't hit it, because it gets so far away from it. But after you fulfilled your sell side here, you might even say, hey, I'm through for the day, and whether it hits the navigator or not. But if you want to make the secondary trade, you got plenty of opportunity here with this turning up for you. And everything was favorable for it to keep moving up. Okay, this is about 7.5 minutes. I'm going to try to get it posted. I'm late. I had some plumbing to do because I had a leaky faucet, and I had to run to get parts before the hardware closed and all that kind of stuff. Got all that out of the way. But here we go, and I'll get this up for you just as soon as I can. Thanks. Take care. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you Sunday evening for a few minutes, probably somewhere around 6 o'clock or a little bit after on Central Time. So we'll see what the market looks like when it does open up. I'm going to get this up for you as soon as I can.